Education advocacy group Elimu Bora has condemned President William Ruto's recent remarks where he claimed that the courts had validated the new varsity funding model. The organization clarified that the Court of Appeal has not overturned the High Court's ruling but merely issued a temporary stay. But as Mary Mwoki tells us in the following report, the government is racing against time in a last-ditch effort to save the embattled university funding model.
The Kenya Human Rights Commission and the Elimu Bora Working Group insist that Justice Chacha Mwita's initial ruling, which deemed the new university funding model unconstitutional, they argue that the Court of Appeal only issued a stay of execution, which allows conditional implementation and not a full endorsement.
The Court of Appeal has not overturned Justice Chacha Mwita's High Court judgment that declared this funding model unconstitutional, despite widespread misinformation suggesting otherwise. We condemn in strongest terms the President's misleading statements claiming victory for the state's push to implement this harmful funding model, which directly contradicts the court's actual ruling.
Kenyan students must remain vigilant against the government's persistent attempts to implement this exclusionary model despite ongoing legal challenges. We urge students to document any challenges that they face under this system and prepare to utilize the mandated appeals mechanism when it becomes available within the next week.
Remarks by President William Ruto at the Sagana State Lodge have sparked the ire of stakeholders who have faulted him for misrepresenting the facts. The president's assertion has kicked up a storm.
We have a new funding model. It was taken to court. The court has now cleared to say it is the right model.
The Court of Appeal suspended the order against the new university funding model, paving the way for conditional implementation. The Ministry of Education is scrambling to gather public input in a last-ditch effort to refine the policy. Among the key conditions set by the court is the establishment of a student appeals mechanism within 14 days, as well as full transparency in funding communication.
There's been an issue around the funding model, and we've worked on that funding model continuously from September last year. Next week, you will be doing public participation on it, on the issues of the appeals. You will see some advertisement coming out. We're going to work day and night to ensure that that model places the parents' income as close as possible to what they earn.
The stay of execution ordered by the Court of Appeal mirrors similar ones touching on key Kenya Kwanza projects such as the housing levy and SHA, which were deemed unconstitutional but enjoy stay of execution orders, giving the government some wiggle room and the leeway to get its act right, and later declaring it constitutional after the government met the